What's up, fam? I'm going to dispel 3 big myths for you about insurance. Number 1, going directly to the carrier will get you a better price. That is very rarely true, if ever. And what I mean by that is commissions and costs are already baked into almost all the products. So whether you're buying your car insurance directly from the carrier, your home insurance direct, you get your Medicare direct, meaning you call one of the giant health insurance companies and talk to a phone person. There's a big reason you don't want to do that. You want to have a comparison to other things in the market. That's why you want to talk to an independent broker, because normally we get paid pretty much the same things for various products. Some pay more, but in like the Medicare space, we get paid the exact same commission no matter what we recommend. The difference is we can compare the differences. So it doesn't matter if I get paid a little differently for like car insurance. If it saves you money or gets you better coverage, does it really matter? Always remember that. You want to have a comparable so you know what you're getting and why, and what else is in the market. It happens all the time. Particularly, I don't like to pick on car insurance because it's one of the most convoluted and complex insurances there is, with all the different coverage levels and types and things. But what I found is you could literally spend $500 a month with company A, $400 with company B, and then change all the options and drop it to like $50 a month. And in your mind, you think, oh my God, $50 a month, that's such a great deal. It's not the same thing. It's not a direct comparable. And it doesn't matter, what you got, you're not covered as well. So always go to a broker that can compare everything for you and will compare the companies to get you not only the best deal, but the best coverage. Because the best price or lowest price may not be doing you any favors. Number 2, more insurance is always better. I would say better insurance is better because it's not really needed to overpay for something you're never going to use. So always keep that in mind. So like in life insurance, it may not be necessary to have $1 million policy, but it's definitely necessary to have life insurance, or a $10 million policy, or whatever it needs. You don't need to be overinsured. You can if you want to be. There's nothing negative about it. It's just not really necessary. I recommend having the right amount of insurance, which normally is something that will cover, whatever you have in your for your funeral burial expenses. If you're trying to leave a legacy, you're trying to leave inheritance, you're trying to cover taxes, bills, medical expenses. You need to talk to an expert and they will get you the right amount so that you are doing the right things with your money and not spending a whole bunch of money on insurance that may not be good for you. And why I also say that as well is different types of insurances you may not need anymore. You're not really going to buy certain products when you reach certain ages or certain stages in life because it doesn't really make sense anymore, because there's going to be better or cheaper options that we would recommend. The third thing about insurance, number 3, you have to be 18 to buy it. Technically, you can buy it at 18, but your parents or guardians or an adult can buy an insurance policy for someone less than 18. So if you just had a newborn, or you have a niece, a nephew, a cousin, or a friend, you can do them a huge favor by opening them a policy that normally would be linked to some sort of index, and basically is an investment for them that will grow tax-free. There's a million ways to do this in insurance. There's a million products that do this type of thing. That is a huge benefit, huge benefit. Same thing with insuring your children. I know that sounds a little bit, morbid to think about, but one of the best things you will ever do in your life is to buy a little policy on your children, because if anything ever happens to them, it's going to be very unexpected and very sad. And a lot of folks are just like, oh, nothing ever happens to kids. Turn on the news. Stuff happens to children all the time. You don't want to be the parent who has now lost a child and started a GoFundMe because you can't afford their burial expense. Keep that in mind. So more is not always better. Better is better. There's not necessarily age limits depending on what you're buying and what it's for, just like college tuition. Always, always, always speak with an expert that is a broker that can literally compare what you're talking about, what you're looking at. I've had so many people tell me like, oh, I'm just going to call XYZ company direct, I'll get the best deal. No, you won't. You're going to hear exactly what they are trained to tell you and sell you. They're not going to talk about any other options. They're not going to talk about anything else in the market because that's not their job. Their job is to sell you their product and their product alone. I always like to use cars as an analogy. It's kind of like going to, and even that's not great because now all the dealerships sell all the cars. I literally was at a Toyota dealership and bought a Nissan. That's not the same when it comes to insurance. You can't go to company A and buy company B's product very, very, very rarely. So keep that in mind. You want to have something to compare a basis on. The last little piece of advice I'm going to let everybody know. You should have good contact with your agent. So, and I'm not saying you have to talk to them every week. They don't have to be your best friend. But this has to be a person that you have their contact information, and when something comes up, you feel comfortable giving them a call. Whether it's for your car, your house, your Medicare, your final expense, your retirement. We handle aging benefits, so retirement planning is part of what we do. You want to be on a relatively comfortable basis. Your agent should do a good job at trying to reach out to you, sending you cards, sending you things, and trying to get a hold of you. There's a ton of call centers now that don't really follow up at all. And the problem with that is you don't know who to call when you have a problem or you have a question. And then that results in a whole myriad of other issues. So agents, do a better job following up. Clients, do a better job of taking that relationship seriously. This person is important to you because they have the information that you are going to spend thousands of hours trying to learn and still probably not have the best info because what's available. If you just Google, how does Medicare work? Prepare your brain to be overwhelmed with hundreds of pages and the Medicare and You book and all of these things. It's not going to be super clear, and it's going to take a long time to sift through it and then figure out what you're really going to use, what's really going to happen, and how the system's actually going to work. Where you could pick your phone up, call us, and we'll explain it to you in nice, clean, plain English, and you'll know exactly what we're talking about. It saves you a world of time and headache. So, like I said, subscribe below, click the link if you want to join the team. We are looking to recruit nationwide. Currently, right now, our home office is in Florida. So if you live in the Florida area, give us a call. We'll go through all your Medicare, all your needs. Talk to you guys soon.